What happens when two giants of the music world clash on live television in a way no one expected? What starts as a simple interview question soon turns into a storm that uncovers years of buried secrets and betrayals. Today, we're diving into the moment Gwen Stefani walked off Kelly Clarkson's show during what was supposed to be an easy, friendly interview, but instead became one of the most shocking moments on daytime TV. Stick around, because this story runs deeper than you think. Kelly Clarkson sat across from Gwen Stefani in the bright studio, the afternoon light streaming through the windows. The cameras rolled, ready for a cheerful chat about Gwen's latest project. But the energy felt different from the start. Kelly's trademark warmth seemed a little forced, while Gwen looked more guarded than usual. "So, Gwen, you've been in this industry for over 2 decades now," Kelly began in her practiced host voice. "Do you feel like things have changed for the better, especially for women?" Gwen shifted in her chair, her fingers tapping lightly against her leg. "That's a tricky question," she said. "People like to pretend it's all better now, but I'm not sure it really is." "What do you mean?" Kelly asked, leaning forward. "I mean the same people still run everything," Gwen replied. "They just hide behind nicer words now." Her tone had a bite that made Kelly raise her brows. The audience sensed the tension. Kelly cleared her throat and tried to move things along. "Well, we're seeing more women producers and executives getting recognition now," she said. "Recognition," Gwen repeated, a dry laugh slipping out. "Funny you mention that, Kelly, since some people were quick to take credit for work that wasn't theirs." Kelly's smile faltered. "I'm not sure what you're talking about." "Oh, I think you do," Gwen said calmly. "Let's talk about your breakaway album." The air in the studio shifted. Even the camera crew froze. Kelly's face drained of color. "Gwen, I don't know what you're implying." "I'm not implying," Gwen interrupted. "I'm saying it. There were women who helped write those songs, women who were never properly credited. Demo vocals that disappeared from production notes. I have the proof, Kelly, notes, emails, recordings." The audience sat in stunned silence as Kelly struggled to keep her composure. "I think there's been some misunderstanding," she said, forcing a tight smile. "Maybe we should take a break." "No," Gwen cut in. "You asked about women in the industry, and I'm answering. This is what happens. Credit theft, erasure, rewriting history." Kelly's voice rose slightly. "I've always supported women in music. My career is built on honesty." Gwen's laugh was sharp. "Honesty? You recorded over demo tracks that women wrote and now want to talk about integrity?" Kelly's cheeks flushed. "That's not true. Demos are reworked all the time. That's how collaboration works." "Collaboration?" Gwen shot back. "You mean when someone writes a full song and you just show up to sing it? Because that sounds more like theft." The room grew heavier. The production team glanced nervously at one another. Gwen stayed still, calm, almost too calm. "You want to know what really happened?" she continued. "Let's talk about Sarah Chen, a 23-year-old songwriter who spent months on your biggest hit. She shared it with your team, and 6 weeks later, it was your single. She got 15% credit for a song she wrote entirely." Kelly shook her head. "That's not true. She was compensated and credited." "Credited?" Gwen's voice rose. "She was buried in paperwork and blacklisted when she fought back. She's working in a coffee shop now because of your team." The audience gasped. Kelly's hand trembled as she looked off camera. "And Sarah wasn't the only one," Gwen said. "There was Marcus Williams, the producer who built your sound. He was fired before your album dropped, and someone else got all the credit." "Marcus was unreliable," Kelly snapped. "He missed deadlines." "He was gay," Gwen said, cutting her off. "And your team used that against him. They smeared his name to justify stealing his work." Kelly looked sick. "That's not true." "It is," Gwen said quietly. "He told me before he left music altogether." "He trusted you." Kelly stood up, pacing now. "This is crazy. You're making wild claims with no proof." "I have proof," Gwen replied. "The question is what you'll do about it." The studio fell silent. Kelly stopped pacing, eyes hardening. "You know what I think this is about?" she said coldly. "Jealousy. Your career peaked years ago, and you can't handle that. Mine didn't." For the first time, Gwen's expression cracked. "Excuse me?" "You heard me," Kelly said. "Your last tour flopped. You're desperate for relevance. The words hit like knives. Gwen went pale, then her face hardened. A has-been? She repeated. Kelly, I was headlining arenas when you were still singing covers. I wrote my own songs when you were still a contestant. At least I earned my fame, Kelly shot back. I didn't marry a famous musician to get it. The exchange turned personal fast. You want to talk about earning success? Gwen said, standing. Let's talk about the people you used to get where you are. The meetings, the compromises. Don't pretend you're clean. How dare you? Kelly shouted. How dare I tell the truth? Gwen's voice was calm again. You built your image on being relatable, but you're just another industry puppet. Get out, Kelly said, her voice shaking. Get out of my studio. Gwen didn't move. Not until people know who you really are. Kelly motioned to security. You're removing me for speaking the truth? Gwen said as guards approached. That's the real Kelly Clarkson. This isn't truth, Kelly shouted. It's an ambush. Gwen stood, lifted her purse, and turned toward the door. Then she paused. You know what's sad, Kelly? She said clearly. I used to respect you. I thought you were different. But you're just another machine that chews up young artists and spits them out. Kelly's fists clenched. You came here under false pretenses to attack me. Gwen laughed bitterly. I've tried for years to talk to you. Your team blocked every attempt. This was the only way to make you listen. The crowd murmured, stunned. So this was planned, Kelly said. You came here to destroy me. No, Gwen said softly. I came here to give you a chance to make things right. But you proved who you are. What kind of person am I? Kelly asked. A coward, Gwen said. Someone who hides behind lawyers while others suffer. Kelly's knees weakened, her voice cracking. I never meant for anyone to get hurt. I don't control every decision. But you can speak up, Gwen said. You can choose integrity. You didn't. Kelly's tears fell freely now. You don't understand the pressure. The expectations. Sarah had pressures too, Gwen said. But your comfort mattered more. Kelly covered her face. I tried to help. But legal said it was too complicated. Too complicated to do the right thing? Gwen asked. Kelly looked up, voice trembling. What do you want me to do? Tell the truth, Gwen said. Acknowledge what happened. Make it right. I can't, Kelly whispered. It would destroy everything. Then you've made your choice, Gwen said, walking toward the exit. Career over conscience. Wait, Kelly called out. Gwen stopped but didn't turn. If I try to fix this, will you help me? Gwen turned slowly. I've tried to help for 3 years, Kelly. Why should this time be different? Because it's public now, Kelly said. Because I can't hide anymore. Gwen studied her, then said quietly, If you mean it, here's what you'll do. Reach out to Sarah and Marcus within 48 hours. Pay them, credit them, apologize publicly. Create a fund for others like them. Kelly nodded. I will. And if you don't, Gwen warned, I'll make sure everyone knows the truth. I have proof. Kelly swallowed hard. I won't let you down. Gwen looked at her for a long moment, then nodded once and walked off stage, leaving Kelly alone. The audience sat frozen, stunned into silence. The cameras stopped. Kelly stood in the center of the stage, tears streaking her face, realizing this wasn't the end of an interview. It was the start of a reckoning. The music world would never look the same again, and it all began when one woman refused to stay silent. So what do you think? Was Gwen right to confront her so publicly, or should she have done it privately? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more real stories that changed everything in entertainment.